Hi everyone, welcome to Barefoot TV. I am Leanne, the Barefoot Medium, and you are joining us today for easy access to knowledge, wisdom and guidance from experts, leaders and spiritual advisors who want to support you in transforming, growing and connecting with all things love, soul and spirit in your everyday lives. Now, for those of you who are watching Barefoot TV for the first time, I am Leanne, the Barefoot Medium, an international medium, a transformational coach and author. I'm originally from Brisbane, Australia, and currently living in Colombia, South America. I am absolutely passionate about providing you with the opportunity to access practical knowledge and guidance, as well as tools and techniques you can use in your everyday lives to embrace what you love, what brings you into connection with your joy, so that you can be more of your authentic self. So kick off your shoes, sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Barefoot TV, where I am joined by Tracy Doraboom, a natural-born intuitive psychic who uses her abilities combined with her formal training and over 20 years of experience in connecting with people and guiding them through life's challenges to provide spiritual guidance, life coaching, soul healing, which is meant to empower people to change and create change in their lives. Now, Tracy is here not only to share her story with you, but to also talk to you about a topic close to my heart and that I love, transformation, and particularly focusing on limiting beliefs that may be holding you back in your life. So, welcome, Tracy.
Hi, Leanne. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Now, can you tell people who are watching a little bit about who you are and your background, how you've come to do what you're doing today?
Okay. As you said in the intro, I'm a natural born intuitive psychic from a family who have all abilities. And I now find myself after probably my 20s, I had my first real experience with spirit. And I have since then found that I have been on a path of learning and enjoying every moment of getting to know spirit more and able to help others as I was guided to others to get help and learn.
Yeah. So, and I know, Tracy, you and I have worked together a little bit and you've done some courses and some coaching and some different things with me. But I want you to talk to people about how you started stepping into your work as a intuitive psychic and doing the coaching work that you're stepping into at the moment. Talk to me about your background with that.
Okay. I was really, really curious to know whether or not I was psychic or, was I different? Was I the same as other people? So, and it's such a fascinating area. The things that I was seeing, the things I was feeling, was it normal? So that led me to learning a little bit more and about my intuition. And I just found that I was extremely interested in pursuing that area and, continued on doing courses with yourself. I went to the introductory mediumship and just some workshops and started to put it together. It's been a very long journey, and it is a lonely journey because it's not something that everybody understands. I'm very fortunate to have a partner who supports me the whole way, and he understands, but it still is a very lonely journey because it's only something that you know what you're feeling. So in that respect, it just takes a lot of, I think, a lot of self-reflection, just a thirst of knowledge to find out, which has led me to step in further, because what I've learnt, I pass on to others so that they too can maybe do a little bit of self-reflection and start to grow and understand that what's happening around them and stopping them from moving forward is, their own limiting beliefs. That's my passion. That's my passion.
Talk to me a little bit about your journey. You said about stepping into introduction to mediumship and learning about your intuition, and I completely understand what you're talking about with no one else really understands what it is you're feeling. And it's, we're often taught as kids that it's not a normal thing that we are able to do. But and as natural mediums, and for me, a medium is someone who a natural medium is someone who comes into the world with their abilities and their connection existing. Now, everyone's psychic and intuitive. It's different being a medium and connecting with spirit. And so we go through life learning things. Society, from family, from friends, from, teachers, from whatever, that can often stunt or limit or put, pressure on us to think that we're not normal or that we hold ourselves back. So talk to me a little bit about some of the ways in which you had some difficulties or struggled with stepping into that.
Yeah, I think, as you said, society's pressures, family, you get told, from not everybody, but I was told, you never amount to anything, you're not good enough in that respect. But there was something deep down inside of me, and it was that higher self and spirit just kept saying to me that, no, this is the right path you're on, and stand up and be strong. I think I was always, how do I put it? When I was confronted with put downs, I fight, and I would always prove people wrong. I think that sort of kept me going all the time. But society pressures, and they keep knocking you down, but you have to stand in your own power, so to speak, and really feel, and am I what these people are saying? No, I'm not. And believing in who you are. And it's tough because when you're bombarded, from a young person throughout life, and it's almost like life, it's trying to kick you all the time, but it's not. And teaching us lesson.
Exactly. And so I kind of want to pick up on, beliefs are just things we tell ourselves over and over again. So they're thoughts that you think over and over again. And, they can be created by others telling you things over and over again, and you take that on as true and create a story around it. And they become beliefs and stored in your unconscious sometimes. And, if we're not consciously aware of those beliefs or those thoughts that are sitting there, they have the potential to limit us. And that just simply means hold us back from being all of who we can be.
That's right. Yeah. And it's something that even as recent as last week, it still comes up for me, these limiting beliefs. But I've got to a point through your coaching and your shifting the shit challenges, where I can now see it for what it is. And it still raises it up, but it's my choice now whether to go, actually, you know what? No, that's not who I am. And that's not what I don't choose not to believe in that. And it's funny how it just every so often it just keeps coming up, I think, just to keep us in line and check, make sure we're heading in the right direction.
Is this still what you want to believe? Is this the story that you want to create and make true for yourself, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's been really, really powerful this last week after that last shift, that I can actually see how the story I'm creating now for myself as I move into my own business is so much more powerful. Whereas if I did choose to stay in that limiting belief, that becomes that powerful message. Oh, and it holds you there. So those self beliefs. It'd just be great if we could all see both and just go, no, I just want to grab that one and keep moving. I'm not that. But I think for me, it's learning about that I can actually now help others to see the same.
Exactly. And, you know, I just want to share with people who might be watching where, you know, I'm just remembering where you started with me, and that's been, I'm not sure how long, but it's been maybe 5-6 years in a
about 6.
And you started with an intuitive tarot program with me, and, you know, tapping into and learning about your intuition and how that works. And, you know, it was really a stepping stone to connecting then in further with your mediumship, which I know you'd done some study in mediumship prior to the tarot. And you were still feeling blocked when you were, you know, and had some of those limiting beliefs sitting there going, I can't do this. I'm not a medium.
That's right. That's right.
Who do I think I am? And, you know,
that's exactly.
And so I want to kind of really keep it real with everybody, because we all do go through that when we're working on our intuition and our abilities or wanting to step into it. And I'm no different. You know, I recall when I first wanted to step into becoming a platform medium, which is, you know, doing shows in front of a group of people, which I just love. And I taught at universities for 20 years, and, you know, it wasn't a problem being in front of a group or anything like that. But for some reason, I had these limiting beliefs and these things coming up going, you know, you can't do that. You can't stand in a group of people and connect them with their loved ones and bring through evidence. And, oh, my God, what if you get it wrong?
Yes.
You know, in one-on-one situations, it's a little easier to manage if you do get something wrong, but in front of a group of people. So, you know, I remember that coming up for me. So, it's no different.
No. It's vulnerability, and, you know, sharing that with people. You know, it's tough putting yourself out there, backing yourself 100%. It's not something that when you're young, it seems to be a little easier. As you're growing, as you said before, society putting things in your head, or even your own, and I don't like to call it failures, they're stepping stones. If it's not the right way and you don't continue down that path, you can see it as a failure. All that sort of stuff does stay with you. But it's interesting when something is, as you always said, if you're passionate about it, it's true, and you'll make it happen. And that's what some of the most successful people do, don't they? They just push through. They live it. They eat it. They dream it. They just don't make any excuses.
And excuses. That's one way we limit ourselves, isn't it? By going, well, you know, oh, I've got this, I've got too much to do, I can't, I've got no money, or, I can't step away from my full-time work, or whatever it might be. They're what limiting beliefs are. It's just our self-talk. And,
yes,
the purpose of it for those watching is, it's neither a good thing or a bad thing. It's your unconscious trying to protect you and keep you safe and keep you secure, because you're wanting to step into something different, which is what transformation is all about, from one form to another. And the reality is we go through change every day.
That's right. It's just not as probably bigger steps, I guess, sometimes. And again, it's vulnerability. And we all feel nervous about starting a new job, don't we? But when you're there and you're doing it, you think, oh, what was I worried about?
Exactly. So I want to share a little bit with those who are watching. We attempted to do the recording of today's episode last week. And
we did.
Do you want to share with everybody what happened for you?
Well, I went over into my office and set up and waiting for it. And with that super new moon coming through, I think I had something to do with it. But all of a sudden, our internet dropped out and I've run back home. Then I thought I'll do it on my laptop, and I had the builder here, and he said, oh, try not to make too much noise. And he's using a nail gun in the background, bang, bang, bang. But I couldn't even log on to Zoom.
But what crazy. Was playing out within your emotions mind? And in your mind, and with what was playing out?
I was having some issues raising their head again around my self-belief and my self-worth. Can I do this? Can't I do this? The self-sabotaging patterns were starting to raise their heads again. And it was, I laughed because as soon as that super moon went through, and I had a bit of a chat with Spirit and asked to put something in front of me if this was my right path, and bang, straight away. Yeah, I ended up getting the sign that I needed. And look at this morning. We jump on and everything's going according to plan.
It's very easy and very smooth, isn't it, when we shift through or transform a thought that's been sitting in that unconscious. And what I want people who are watching this episode to really take away is your unconscious brings things up into your awareness, thought patterns or whatever, for you to shift, change, transform, or choose something new. And it's up to you whether you are courageous or vulnerable enough to explore what it is that's coming up. If it's I'm not good enough, or if I talk relationship stuff, I had a client this morning that was around abandonment.
Okay.
And the patterns and the limiting stuff that was coming up around that was, they won't be there for me, or all men abandon me, all men leave me. So, okay, you're asking the universe for a partner, and
that's right.
But all men leave you. So what are you creating there? Is that really true for you? So
that's so wrong.
I want to really give people some awareness of, they just come up for you to go, oh my God, that's just the story I've been making real in terms of my actions.
I think that's what people, we don't have, a lot of people don't have the tools to recognize that. And I think that's what I would love to be able to share with people, so that they can see it and realize that it's just a story that they've created.
Yeah.
And it's possible to just shift it aside.
So give me, what were 3 tips or 3 things that you did between last week and attempting to record this episode. And now, what are 3 things that you did to transform what was coming up for you that was limiting your ability to step into recording an episode with me on video?
Well, I think the first thing was recognizing it, that it's raising its head again. And as I said, I've had it done before. And 2, affirmations. I just kept saying to myself that it's not true. It's a story I've created. I know where I want to be, and I'm not going to allow it to creep back in again. I'm standing firm, pushing it aside, and just saying, well, I'm just going to go forward. And number 3, not overthinking it, which is one of my problems. And look at it.
I want to pull you up on that. Was one of your problems because, stepping into intuitive psychic mediumship work, a lot of people who start learning that have doubts or overthink. And I do recall, with the tarot, it was like, okay, what does this particular symbol mean for you? And you'd be like, oh, I don't know. And you could see the mind ticking over, and it's like, okay, the intuition is really quick and it comes in like lightning.
That's it.
It's really easy. It's,
that's it.
Flowy, it's light. But that logical brain creates stories and logics it and thinks about, analysing it and, well, am I right with that? And so I love that you mentioned the don't overthink.
The overthinking. Definitely. It's something that I think we all do. We all start judging our thought, and then creates the overthinking pattern. Yeah. And instead of feeling and listening to your intuition, your gut. Yeah. And and just backing yourself. Yeah. And as you said, you're wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
What's the worst possible thing that could happen?
That's right. Chalk it up.
Exactly. Chalk it up to experience, and allow yourself to really just step into that, energy of, well, I'll just give it a go. What's the worst?
That's right. Because true, but when we were kids, we really didn't know fear, did we? We jumped into doing things because it was exciting. Mm. So why can't we remember that story?
And I think that's where those limits and those things start, isn't it? With, be careful, don't hurt yourself, or, that was not the right thing to do. You're a good boy, or you're a good girl, or a bad boy, or a bad girl, and that's
exactly right.
If that's repeated often enough, sometimes we take that on unconsciously and go, well, if I make a mistake, or like you said, if I fail at something, I'm not good enough.
That's right. And how many times have most successful people failed and just kept trying, like I said, overcoming that belief, believe in yourself, believe in what you can do, and keep moving forward, because you can achieve what your dreams, your goals, your needs, desires, for sure.
And I think, I want to step back to those 3 tips that you gave with, first off, acknowledging it or recognizing it is such an important thing, because your unconscious brings it up for a purpose. Yeah. It wants to be seen. It wants to be heard.
Yeah, that's right.
And it wants to be loved. And the reality is a lot of people have that limit. No one hears me, you're not listening to me, whatever that is. That you can take on. So just allow it to come up and acknowledge it, whether it's through your spoken voice, and go, gosh, okay, there it is, thank you. Have a bit of fun with it. Don't take it so seriously, or get a piece of paper and a journal out and just write it down. I'm feeling this. My unconscious is bringing up a fear around or a limit around this, and I'm feeling really frustrated or whatever it is. Bring it up.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know, that's why I called my book Shifting the Shit, because it's just shit. It's just your story that limits your potential. And
so true.
In amongst that shit, we've covered a beautiful gem.
Yes.
And we've got to bring that shit up, clear it out, to then go, that's the true story, and that's the truth for me, and my soul wants me to see it. Great. My higher self, my soul, spirit, universe, God, whoever it is you believe in, wants you to see it. So
yeah,
I think that's where people get stuck with it, because they don't know how to do that.
No. And they think it's a belief, you know, like it's true. You know, it must be true. It's come up in my head again. It must be true. It's not true. You can move forward.
Yeah.
As you said, it's just shit. That can be shifted.
And transformed into a beautiful gem. And I know I don't recall whose quote it is, but there's something about, you know, diamonds and cleaning them off. You know, they're not found.
That's right. Pressure makes diamonds, I do believe. That I know someone said to me, and I love that. I think it's so true. Yeah. Instead of crumbling, let's just, you know, polish them off. Keep moving.
And if you're very much a verbal or a words person, those affirmations are great to be mindful and start shifting that story, that tape, that, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, that radio station that's playing in your head.
Yeah.
You know? And so one of the ones that I've often used is I am, and just putting something.
Absolutely. That's what I've been doing. I am a great psychic medium. I am a great just put it out there. And that story becomes the new reality.
Exactly.
In that old belief away.
Yeah.
And therefore we keep repeating that and moving forward. And I know deep down inside that old belief, maybe in another 20 years will raise its head again, and I'll just go, oh, I remember you.
Yeah. Hi.
I haven't seen you for a while. Don't need you anymore.
And I think that sometimes when we take that next step to something, or we want to try something new that we've not done before, that's when they often come up. It's just, and recognizing that, and it's just your unconscious attempting to protect you, keep you safe in what you already know.
Yes. Yeah.
Then we take its power away from, you know, holding us back, and we empower ourselves to go, hang on, I have a choice here. So, yeah, thank you for sharing those tips and, you know, how you moved through it.
I just hope that everybody could recognise it and move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much. And, you know, I really appreciate you sharing your story and what you've moved through and how you've transformed some of those limiting beliefs for yourself.
Well, thank you. And thanks for having me. It's been great.
Can you share with people that are watching where they can connect with you if they want to learn a little bit more about you and where you're based?
Yeah, sure. I'm based in Queensland myself. I'm in rural Queensland. Eye to Eye Connections, my business name, and you can reach me on my webpage of www.eyetoeyeconnections.com.au, and you can email me as well.
Perfect. Lovely. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode and sharing your story. I am so proud of you and seeing the growth and the learning that you've had along the way, and to have had the privilege and the honor to guide you through some of that. And now you stepping into from learning tarot intuitively and overthinking it, and I can't do this, to I'm now going to step into my own business. So, you know, those who are watching this episode, if you feel like you can't do it, get some help and support with shifting your shit and transforming those limiting beliefs that are holding you back.
And you were just amazing.
And you'll just start growing and being able to connect with more of your authentic self and who you really are.
It's great.
For those of you who are watching and want more information about what I do, or the transformational coaching, or the Shifting the Shit book that I have, jump on my website, thebarefootmedium.com.au. And if you're interested in learning about connecting with your intuition, spirit, or mediumship, then also jump on my website and check out the coaching programs that I have available, or individual sessions. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this episode of Barefoot TV. And I welcome you to kick off your shoes for the next episode, and connect with me on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram to see more of what I do. Thank you, everybody, and have a beautiful week, no matter where you are and whatever you're doing.